Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. And remember as well, I'm just going to reintroduce that. My name's Nicola Kench. My organization is Groundswell Ecosystems, which is a non-profit. I am dedicated to everyday and systemic steps to an eco-positive groundswell. I'm dedicated to policy lobbying, but most importantly, I'm dedicated to ground-level permanent green solutions for the future safety of our planet. I am Duncan's editor, and he is my teacher. Okay, I'm going to introduce you, Duncan, in a minute to what is your program and your show. I thank you, everybody, for the right to be, for the permission to be recorded. My conviction is that we can take all of the skills of this planet, forget about going to the moon. We don't need to go to the moon. We need to fix our Earth, okay? And we can use all of our digital skills to support grassroots food security, grassroots safety, grassroots human rights, grassroots infrastructure. Okay, so that's what this teaching program is about. It's about taking the excellent teaching of Dancan Stanley in your community and making that available to everybody permanently. Thank you so much for your participation. I'm going to hand over to Duncan right now. Just by the way, what I do during the program is I take notes. If I misspell anything, you will see my notes in the chat, because I turn these notes into handouts for the class so that anybody and everybody can catch up afterwards. If you see any spelling errors or anything that I've done wrong, please check that, okay, and tell me. Is that okay, so that I can make those notes correct? All right, and thank you so much for everything. I'm at the end of the session. I know I've got some questions from what Duncan has recently been doing in Kisi. So I've got some questions to ask Duncan, because I'm about to start my own garden next week. So I'm going to hand over to Duncan right now and say thank you to everybody again for attending. Thank you, Duncan. It's all yours.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to meet you again once in this next session. It was planned to be the other week, but I was committed. So I'm sorry for that. So we planned for this day. So everybody is welcome. I appreciate the work you people are doing in the group. We are learning, and let us keep on going. The motto is force of nature. Okay. Let's proceed. Let's start. Today I'll be teaching about natural farming. And that's my plan of today, as it was requested by one of my friends. And in the next session, I will tell you what I will teach. I will teach in the next session, I will proceed with where I left in permaculture. So today, let us start. Natural farming, known as Fukuoka, Masanobu. It was identified by a guy, a Japanese man. So let us start. What is natural farming? Let us start from what is natural farming. So as we can go, natural farming, known as Fukuoka method, is a natural way of farming or do nothing farming. Or do nothing farming. So it is an ecological farming approach as it was established by Masanobu Fukuoka in 1913 to 2008. In bracket in 1913 to 2008. Yeah, so that is how. So Fukuoka was a Japanese farmer, and he was also a philosopher. Walker was a Japanese farmer, and he was also a philosopher. And he introduced this term in 1975. He introduced this term in 1975 in his book known as The One Straw Revolution. In his book known as The One Straw Revolution. So that is where he put this. The title refers not to look lack of effort. The title refers not to look lack of effort, but to avoidance of manufactured inputs and equipment. So that's the title. Are we together?
Yeah, we are together.
Okay. So, as we proceed, natural farming is related to fertility farming. It is related to fertility farming, e.g., organic farming, sustainable agriculture, agroecology, agroforestry, eco-agriculture, and permaculture. It is related to fertility farming, agroecology, agroforestry, ecoagriculture, and permaculture. But it should not be distinguished from biodynamic farming. It should not be distinguished from biodynamic farming. Are we together, everybody? John Peter, are we together? Okay. Let's proceed. The system works along with natural biodiversity. The system works along with natural biodiversity of each farmed area, encouraging the complicity of living organisms, both plants and animals, encouraging the complexity of living organisms, both plant and animal. So that is all about. So this guy suggests that the farmers could benefit from closely observing local conditions. So as I proceed, the natural farming is a closed system. It's a closed system. Natural farming is a closed system. One that demands is a closed system. One that demands no human supplied inputs. Is a closed system that demands no human supplied inputs and mimics nature. Natural farming is a closed system, one that demands no human supplied inputs and mimics nature. So let's proceed. Fukuoka natural farming rejected the use of modern technology. Fukuoka natural farming rejected the use of modern technology. And after 25 years, his farm consistently demonstrated comparable yields to that of the most technologically advanced power farms in Japan. To that of advanced farms in Japan. Doing so without pollution. Soil loss, energy consumption. Soil loss, energy consumption, and environmental degradation. Are we together?
Please forgive me, Duncan. Can I just quickly ask you a question? If I'm taking notes, but if I miss anything, I'm going to ask for your notes afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sorry about that. That's just a technical detail. Please forgive me. Okay. Yes. And then I make them available afterwards to everybody as a record. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Let's proceed. Are we together, everybody? Okay. Yeah, okay. Let us proceed. Although natural farming is sometimes considered as a subset, of organic farming, although natural farming is considered as a subset of organic farming, it differs greatly from conventional organic farming. It differs greatly from conventional organic farming. It differs from conventional organic farming which Fukuoka considered to be another modern technique, which Fukuoka considered to be another modern technique that disturbs nature. Are we together?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, that is it, Nicole. So
that's excellent. Thank you. I got that. Thank you. And I'll pick it up from you afterwards as well. That's very interesting. Thank you.
Okay, let us proceed. Fukuoka claimed that this approach prevents water pollution, biodiversity loss, and soil erosion, while providing ample amounts of food. And there is growing body of scientific work in fields. Like agroecology and regenerative agriculture. That land to support these claims. We are together, everybody. Okay, let us proceed. Masanobu Fukuoka's principles. Masanobu Fukuoka's principles. In principle, practitioners of natural farming maintain that it is not a technique but a view. In principle, practitioners of natural farming maintain that it is not a technique but a way or a view of seeing ourselves as a part of nature. Yeah. Of seeing ourselves as a part of nature rather than separate from or above it. We can proceed. According to the method.
What? Sorry, my dear. Sorry, I interrupted you. Separate from what?
Separate from or above it. Or above it.
Ah, okay, fine. Got it. Thank you.
Separate from or above it. Or above it, not all above it.
Sweetheart, I'll get the notes from you afterwards. Okay, I'll double check my notes with yours afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. My apologies. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you.
All right. According to the methods of, let us start. According, the methods themselves vary widely. Depending on culture and local communities. And local conditions. not communities, and local conditions. Okay, rather than offering a structural method, the next, rather than offering a structured method, Fukuoka distilled the natural farming mindset into 5 principles. Rather than offering a structural method, Fukuoka distilled the natural farming mindset into 5 principles. So, principle number 1, let us go to principles. Principle number 1, no tillage. Principle number 1, no tillage. Number 2, no fertilizer. Number 3, no herbicides or pesticide. No herbicide or pesticide. Principle number 4, no weeding. Principle number 4, no weeding. And then the last principle.
Excuse me, Duncan, please forgive me. What is principle number 4? Spell that for me.
No weeding, yeah.
Ah, no weeding. And can I just check,
No
is principle number 1 no tillage?
Yeah.
Is that correct? No tillage?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
And the last principle, no pruning. No pruning. Okay. Okay, let's proceed. A new paragraph. Principle in natural farming minimizes human labor.
Please excuse me, Duncan. I just want to say hello to Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Are you okay with being recorded? We are recording the session. Is that okay with you? Hello, forgive me, Duncan. I just need to check. Tracy, good morning. Good afternoon. Are you okay with being recorded?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have to ask. Thank you so much, Tracy. Okay, sorry, Duncan. Carry on.
Okay. Principally, let us go. Principally, natural farming minimizes human labor. Natural farming minimizes human labor and adopts as closely as practical, nature's production of food, such as rice, barley, daikon, or citrus. Barley, daikon, or citrus.
What's that? Daikon.
Daikon. D-A-I-K-O-N.
D-A-I?
D-A-I-K-O-N.
Ah, thank you. My apologies. Yeah, my apologies. Thank you. We will get there.
Okay. Or citrus in biodiverse and agricultural ecosystem. In biodiverse agricultural ecosystem. So let's proceed. Without plowing, seeds germinate. Without plowing, seeds germinate well on the surface. If site conditions, without plowing, seeds germinate on site condition. Without plowing, seeds germinate well on the surface. If the site condition, germinate on the surface. If the site condition meet the needs of the seeds placed there. Meet the needs of the seeds placed there. Meet the needs of the seeds placed there. Periodically, ground layer plants, including weeds, may be cut. Periodically, ground layer seeds may be cut. Periodically, ground layer plants, including weeds, may be cut. Periodically, ground layer seeds. No, Nicole. Ground layer plants, including weeds, yeah, may be cut. Yeah.
Remember, Duncan, I'm going to double check my notes, okay, afterwards with yours. Okay, so please know that. I always double check that for the handout that comes. They will always be corrected. Okay.
Yeah. Comma may be cut and left on the surface, and left on the surface may be cut and left on the surface, returning their nutrients to the soil, 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 while suppressing weed growth, while suppressing the weed growth, while suppressing the weed growth. Full stop. This facilitates the sowing of seeds in the area, in the same area. This facilitates the sowing of the seeds in the same area because the dense ground, because the dense ground layer hides the seeds from animals, because the dense ground area hides the seeds from animals such as birds. Are we together?
Yes.
Love puppy baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Duncan.
Okay. No-till. No-till. Let us. No-till. Another topic. No-till. No-till. Okay. Let us explain. Natural farming recognizes soil as a fundamental natural asset. Natural farming recognizes soil as a fundamental asset. Full stop. Fundamental natural asset. Sorry. Fundamental natural asset. Fundamental natural asset, Nicole.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So it can be argued that tilling degrades. It can be argued that tilling degrades. It can be argued that tilling degrades the delicate balance of a climax soil. The delicate balance of a climax soil. Can be argued that tilling degrades the delicate balance of climax soil. So let us go to the first disadvantage of tilling.
Say that again.
First disadvantage of tilling. Yeah. The first one, tilling may destroy the crucial physical. Tilling may destroy the crucial physical characteristics of a soil. Tilling may destroy crucial physical characteristics of a soil, such as water suction.
Water what?
Its ability. Water suction. Water suction.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Water suction. Its ability for seed. Its ability to send moisture its ability to send moisture upwards. After suction, you put a comma, then you say its ability to send moisture upwards.
Duncan, if I make minor errors, remember you're going to photograph these notes and send them to me, and I'll put them in digital format for everyone. Okay, so if they're minor errors, I'm taking notes so that everybody can read along. All right, if they're not completely perfect, remember you're going to send me your notes today, please, so that I can have them as well. Okay, yeah, thank you. Even if you just have to photograph them, then I can put them into a handout form, like the 5 principles and so on. All right, carry on. Yeah.
Okay, to send moisture upwards, comma, even during dry spells.
During?
Dry spells.
Aha.
Yeah. During dry spells. So full stop. The second disadvantage of tilling. Tilling overpumps oxygen to local soil. Tilling overpumps oxygen to local soil. Tilling overpumps oxygen to local soil.
Oxygen to local soil.
Yes.
Okay.
Overpumps oxygen to local soil residents. To local soil residents, comma, such as bacteria and fungi. Full stop. Such as bacteria and fungi. As a result, the chemistry of soil changes. As a result, the chemistry of soil changes. Yeah, of course. Number 3. Tilling uproots all the plants in the area. Tilling uproots all the plants in the area, comma, turning their roots into food for bacteria. Turning their roots into food for bacteria and fungi. Turning their roots into food for bacteria and fungi.
That's fascinating. That's absolutely fascinating.
Full stop. This damages the ability of to aerate soil. This damages the ability to aerate the soil. So those are the three disadvantages of tilling the land, as told by the Fukuoka Masanobu, the Japanese guy. Oh, in another paragraph, living roots drill millions of tiny holes into the soil.
Question.
Yes?
When you say water suction, what do you mean?
Suction of water. Like plants taking water from the soil.
Like, let me give you an example. You mean like when we do mulching,
Yeah.
the soil, the water that is down, or maybe the natural water, like the one that we dig from a borehole and it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's water suction.
Like, I mean, like in the garden, you plant a crop, you understand?
Yeah.
So when you plant a crop, the roots will suck water so that you can use to grow. So you understand that? Yeah, so that is the meaning of water suction. Like you can suck maybe a soda with a straw. You suck it. It means you bring it upwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So let us proceed. Thank you, Tracy, for the question. Anybody who's having a question?
Duncan, okay. I've got lots of questions at the end. Okay? But I'm saving them up because there are lots of questions I want to ask you about your practice, and then I've got questions about your farm inspection. Okay, and the practices there. Okay. Thank you. Carry on. Thank you.
So, let us proceed. Living roots drill millions of tiny holes. Living roots drills millions of tiny holes in the soil and thus provide oxygen. Living roots drill millions of tiny holes in the soil and thus provide oxygen. This creates room for beneficial insects. This creates room for beneficial insects and annelids. Beneficial insects and annelids. You know annelids? In bracket, you can put the phylum of worms. That is the meaning of annelids. The phylum of worms.
The feeling of warmth.
Phylum.
Phylum. Correct.
PHYLUM.
And is that worms, WORMS?
Yes. Worms, yeah.
Okay.
Funny word.
It's all good. It's all good. This is great. And in the sense that if anybody misses anything, please remember that I will sort the notes. Duncan and I will create the notes so that you can get them afterwards. When we post the video, there will be a link at the bottom where you can go get them. And they'll also be in PDF form and photo form on the group so that anybody can check the principles and so forth and so on. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Let us proceed. Other forms of natural farming. Other forms of natural farming. Other forms of natural farming. In bold, other forms of natural farming. Let us start. The first one, fertility farming. This was in bracket. It was identified in 1951 by Newman Turner. It was identified in 1951 by a person known as Newman Turner. Newman Turner. Turner, Turner. So, yeah. No. New. New.
I thought he was Japanese. Give me a break.
No, here is new. Nicole, it's new, not new. New, something new. So new.
I got you. Okay, remember, we'll always catch up later. You'll always get the accurate notes later. I promise you. I promise. Okay. I promise. Yeah.
Okay. So we can explain it as a system featuring the use of cover crop, a system featuring the use of cover crop, a system featuring the use of cover crop, comma, no tillage, comma, no chemical fertilizers, no tillage, comma, no chemical fertilizers, comma, no pesticides, comma, no weeding, no chemical fertilizers, comma, no pesticide, comma, no weeding, comma, and no composting, and no composting, and very good. So that is the definition. The next one, Native American. Native American. Native American. Let us explain it. Author and researcher, M. Kurt Anderson. Author and researcher, M. Kurt Anderson. You put a dot between M and Kurt Anderson.
Sweetie, I'll catch it up later. You're going to send me, all right? Okay, I'm going to keep with the flow, all right?
Says that according to contemporary Native Americans, It is only through interaction. Say that. It is only through interaction and relationships with native plants and mutual respect is established. Through interaction and relationship with native plants, that mutual respect is established. Yeah. Okay. The next one. If you are left behind, you just say, please.
It's fine. As I said, you're going to listen, Duncan, you're going to send me your notes.
Okay.
Yes? Okay. So I can check. Okay.
Okay. Nature farming. Let us proceed to nature farming. In bracket, Mokichi Okada.
Duncan, listen to me. Excuse me, everybody. I'm going to leave the note taking for the moment. All right, because it's slowing us down. You keep teaching and I'll get your notes later and make notes up. Okay, Duncan?
Okay.
Okay, it's better this way. Everybody can take their own notes and I will make digital notes afterwards and share them. Is that okay, everybody? Because I'm slowing everyone down. This is better. Let's just keep it moving and I'll get the notes afterwards. I'm slowing everybody down. Please forgive me. Carry on, Duncan.
Okay. Nature farming in bracket Mokichi Okada. So that is the founder of nature farming, Mokichi Okada. He was a Japanese farmer. Okay. Japanese farmer and philosopher Mokichi Okada conceived Japanese farmer and philosopher Mokichi Okada, conceived of a no fertilizer in quotes, a no fertilizer in quotes, farming system, no fertilizer in quotes, farming system in the 1930s. In the 1930s, that predated Fukuoka. In 1930s, that predated Fukuoka. Full stop. The next one, Rishiketi. Rishiketi. R-I-S-H-I. R-I-S-H-I-K-T. K-H-E-T-I. K-H-E-T-I. So, Rishiketi. In India, the natural farming was called Rishiketi. In India, the natural farming was called Rishiketi. In quotes, Rishiketi in quotes, Rishiketi in quotes, by practitioners like Patap, P-A, Patap, P-A, Patap, spelling P-A-R-T-A-P, Agawal, Patap Agawal, spelling of Agawal, first letter in capital A, double A, G-A-R-W-A-L, Agawal. It said he used cow products. Like buttermilk, milk, curd, C-U-R-D, cow curd, and its waste urine. For preparing growth promoters. for preparing growth promoters. He is considered to be non-violent farming. He is considered to be non-violent farming without using of chemical fertilizer and pesticide. Without using of chemical fertilizer and pesticide. Pesticides. The next one, zero budget farming. 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 It is a variation of natural farming. It is a variation of natural farming developed in and primarily developed in and primarily practiced in southern India. Practiced in southern India. Practiced in southern India. Practiced in southern India. It is also called spiritual farming. Zero budget farming is also called spiritual farming. The method includes mulching. The method includes mulching, intercropping. The method includes mulching, intercropping, and the use of several preparations. And the use of several preparations in comma, the use of several preparations, comma, generated on site, comma, generated on site, comma, are central to practice, are central to practice, and said to promote, microbe, and said to promote microbe and earthworm activity in the soil. It said to promote microbe and earthworm activity in the soil. The next one, Yoshikazu Kawaguchi. That is another founder of natural farming. Yoshikazu Kawaguchi. Yoshikazu Kawaguchi. Yoshikazu Kawaguchi. Yoshikazu Kawaguchi. Let us explain. Widely regarded as the leading practitioner of the second generation. Widely regarded as the leading practitioner of the second generation of natural farmers, comma, of the natural farmers, comma, he is the instigator of Akame Natural Farming School. Akame Natural Farming School. Of Akame Natural Farming School and a related network of volunteer-based no tuition and related network of volunteer-based no tuition natural farming schools in Japan. Natural farming schools in Japan.
Hang on a second. And a related network of volunteer what?
Volunteer-based no tuition. Volunteer no based tuition.
Please spell that.
Volunteer-based no tuition. TUITION.
Thank you. My apologies. My apologies. Sorry. That's very interesting. Okay, fine. So they had volunteer tutors. Okay, that's very interesting. A network of volunteer tutors. Very interesting indeed. Okay, fine. Thank you. Very interesting.
Although Kawaguchi practice is based on Fukuoka's principle, Kawaguchi's practice, Kawaguchi's practice is based on Fukuoka's principles, his methods differ notably from those of Fukuoka. His methods differ notably from those of Fukuoka. He restates the core values of natural farming as follows. He restates the core values of natural farming as follows. So core values number 1, do not plow the fields. Do not plow the fields. That is the core values of Yoshikazu Kawaguchi, Japanese guy, the leading practitioner of the second generation of natural farming. So that is the core value number 1. Number 2, weeds and insects are not your enemies. Weeds and insects are not your enemies.
Very interesting.
Be kind.
Very interesting. Right.
There is no need to add fertilizers. There is no need to add fertilizers. And the last one, the 4th one, adjust the foods you grow. Adjust the foods you grow based on your local climate and conditions. Adjust the foods you grow based on your climate and local conditions. Adjust your food based on your local climate and conditions. So those are the core values of Yoshikazu Kawaguchi. So I think I'll stop from there. That is what I have for today, because I can see also the time is running. And I wish I could, next time I think I will start on regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture.
Thank you.
Regenerative agriculture. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much, Duncan. Thank you. Bravo. Very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Duncan, because it's your session, I want to ask you, is it okay that I now start asking some questions and that I open up for questions from everyone? Is that okay, everybody? Okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I've got so many questions. I don't want to keep us here for 5 hours.
Yes.
So I will pass. So we must pass around so that everybody obviously has a chance. All right there, John Peter. Okay. Now, because I'm a teacher, I'm an eco teacher. Okay. But I'm also learning. All right.
Yes.
So I think a very good plan for everybody is we learn, we teach, and we do. Okay, so what I'm really so please forgive me if you're all more advanced than me and if I ask stupid questions. Okay, will you forgive me? That's my job. Okay, and this is because I'm trying to learn this so that I can teach this to young people also in the British cities who do not, I cannot stress this enough, who do not understand what food is. Okay, yeah. Young people who only eat, and I taught for many years these young children who couldn't think for the day. They were tired by 1 p.m., who eat a packet of sweets for breakfast. Okay? These kids are the ones that we've got to teach what real food is. Make sense? Okay? And that real food comes from the ground, properly respecting the ground. So when I ask stupid questions, it's because I'm always trying. Firstly, I don't know things, and also because I'm always trying to put things in a way that I understand my future students are going to ask me. Okay? All right. That's how it's going to roll. So my very first question to you, Dancan, is no, there he is. He feels like he's being interviewed. You are being interviewed. Number one, Dancan, do you, I know there are lots of principles here and lots of overlap with permaculture, but do you use a lot of the natural in your own practice? Do you use a lot of the natural farming techniques yourself?
Yeah, to myself, since this was introduced by a friend of mine, he came last year, November. He's known as Putlon. I think Tracy know him very much. Tracy, we were with Tracy when the workshop was happening. She was even the translator. So from that time, I started practicing this natural farming on my farm. So in my farm, I do mulching. So they told us that if you want to grow things naturally, first what you do is heavy mulching on your farm. This will not promote growing of weeds in the farm. So from there, you can use seed balls. You may take clay soil or whichever soil in your area, because people have got different types of soil. So as in my area, there's clay soil. So you take the clay soil, you mix it with the seeds. You pour it you pour the seeds on the clay soil. When it is wet, then you mix it into with the soil. Then from there you make seed balls. You make round balls. Then you just throw them in the farm where you have done mulching. They will sprout up.
Right, and so that was a technique that you learned then. Okay.
Yes.
And is the purpose, I'm understanding then that the purpose of that technique would really be to respect the quality of the soil. Is that correct?
Yeah.
To not disturb the soil and to keep the natural growth, the natural microbes and the natural organisms in the soil so that you don't put in all of that stuff that will just create fungus. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And the fungus will stop the roots being able, it will slow down the ability of the roots to actually enable them to draw in water. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And so tillage is slowing down the ability, because it messes with the soil and it brings in fungus, it actually slows down the ability of the soil to actually take up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that is extremely interesting. Let me pass on to somebody else because I've got so many questions. I'll be here for 9 days and you'll be like, I need to go to sleep now. It's time for my sleep. You'll be, can I go to sleep? No, I'd like to go to sleep, please. Enough already. So who can I pass on to for thank you, Dancan. That's extremely interesting. I've got so many more questions. You know what I'm going to do in another session, Dancan? We're just going to have a question and answer session. Okay, another day. We'll do that another day where everybody can deal with their questions separately. Who is the next for a question?
So let me tell you something. So in our group, they were weak. A very great friend of mine. He was a permaculture teacher. Wawik.
Oh, I say that. I'm a permaculture student. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's right. If I can say to Nicola, I also feel that is that right, Dancan, that you make these seed balls and you can distribute them widely as you walk into a vast area.
Yeah.
That you might go for a walk one day and throw them out, and then maybe they sit there until the rain comes before they.
Yeah. So. So let me answer you. So these seed balls, I did not say something. These seed balls, when you want to throw them into the field, you can predict when it will rain today, or it will rain maybe 4 days. So you can just throw them. So when the rain comes, they will
melt a little.
Amazing.
Yes. You start. So you spread them where you have done heavy mulching. So they will just come out and they will sprout.
So
it depends. Yeah.
The seed balls protect the seeds until the rain comes.
Yes, it protects the seeds from birds eating them. for birds to see them. Yeah.
Question, Duncan.
Yes.
When I came home,
Yeah.
inside, in front of my compound, I did the seed balls.
Yeah.
I was doing the natural farming.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the birds ate my seeds. Like I threw, like throwing. But
Yeah.
where I am, there are so many trees, yeah. So
Yeah.
and it's their right to eat the seeds, yeah. But
Yeah.
how can I avoid that? Because if I put things like maize, if I put things that the birds like, like groundnuts, those seeds, the seeds that the birds like eating, yeah,
Yeah.
they come and they eat them. So what mistake am I making? Because I make the balls the way we were shown, and I
Yeah.
make sure that I hide the seeds, but still the birds will eat them.
Did you do
Early in
mulching?
the morning, I see them on my farm. Like now, I've created a place for birds to come and eat. So I was really disappointed.
So let me ask you, did you do mulching?
Yes, I did. So I
Heavy
don't know if
mulching?
I should hide the balls inside the mulching, or
No.
because I threw on top of the mulching. I did with dry leaves.
Yeah. So like after making the seed balls, you have to dry them. You put them on the sun to dry, then you throw them into the field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I
I
think
just
that's the
read and I
mistake.
agree. Okay, that's
Yeah.
where
So
the problem
That is
is.
the mistake.
Okay, now I
You dry
understand.
them, then you throw them into the field when it's about to rain. So they will germinate.
Oh, okay,
so can
now I
I
understand.
hear that in your
So I
area,
think
bats seem to be significant, Tracy. Bats come down to the ground to eat
Yes.
your. Okay, a little different in Australia. We have small bats, and we have what we call flying foxes that usually fly in the trees and eat the mangoes and the fruit. But it's not so common that they come to the ground. But maybe different in your area.
Yeah, here
Rats
they
are our problem here. Not so much bats, but rats.
okay.
So Duncan, do you need a soil when you do your seed ball? Do you need a soil that will harden? Okay, so would you need a clay-based soil that will harden and dry, or to keep those seeds safe, or can you use like a normal kind of dark brown kind of rich soil, but it wouldn't hold in the same way, would it?
so. Like to answer you, all the soil are the best except the sandy soil. Yeah, because the sandy soil doesn't stick. But so long as the soil can stick, you can use. Because we are in different areas. So we have different types of soil. I can't tell you, Nicolo, go and get clay soil and you can't find it. Oh,
Yeah.
go and get loamy soil, you can't find it. So it's only the sandy soil can't do it because it doesn't stick. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So would it be similar to the mud? You make a mud brick.
Yes.
You want it to be hard and dry.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
even
yeah.
straw mixed.
Yeah.
Like a mud brick, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So if you threw it at somebody and it hit them, they might hurt them. It'd be like a rock. I'm saying, like an overbaked cookie.
Yeah. Terrifying. Terrifying. Is anybody next? Who wants it? Because I've got so many questions. I'm frightened I'm going to, have too many. Bruno, have you got any questions, my dear? Thank you, Warwick. Have you got any questions, Bruno?
I'm satisfied with everything.
Good.
Yeah.
Dennis, do you have any questions?
No, I'm getting them right.
Okay. John Peter. I'm sorry, I was a teacher for 20 years, so I've always got to check. I'm sorry, I can't change. I've got to check.
No, I
I
agree.
can't. John Peter, how are you doing? Unmute, my sweetheart. Unmute, darling. John Peter, you're muted. Unmute, darling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
For me, I'm sorry. So
No.
I was satisfied with what I don't call him. I don't call him brother from another land. Representing Uganda. Wonderful. Really, I'm satisfied with the great work and the tuition we have got today. Thank you very much, and keep up.
Thank you, brother.
Tracy,
can I?
thank you. Sorry, Duncan, my apologies. You were saying.
Yeah.
I interrupted you, Duncan. We've got to be very careful with me. I'm a real bossy boots. We've got to tread very carefully. Old ladies are real bossy boots, this one. Duncan, I interrupted you.
I was just telling John Peter, thank you. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask, you're a high school teacher, I gather, not a primary school teacher.
No, not at all. I worked for 20 years in further education, teaching literacy to very vulnerable teenagers, literacy in English. And now I have my own nonprofit, which is dedicated to eco-education. So I have a 6-unit eco-education program, which I'm currently putting on an application and virtual learning environment, which is a nonprofit peer teaching program. Yeah, it's a poverty prevention.
I figured when you talked about your personality, always asking questions, I thought this is probably teenagers more than.
Oh, totally. No, man, I've been through it all. I'm hardened. Okay, let me pass to Tracy. Tracy, any more questions, my dear?
Another question is what I wanted to ask is about the Indian. Let me see, the Indian natural farming. Can you try to tell us a little bit about this Rishiketi? Is it the same as what we are talking about, or they had another system of doing their things, or they had other values, like they had different core values?
No, the core values are the same. They're just the same.
Okay.
Only they use different types of things. Like in Rishiketi, they use like buttermilk, milk, curd. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes,
So let me ask you, the buttermilk. This buttermilk, was it used as manure? It was used as food? Because we've got the curd and we've got the waste urine, yeah?
Yeah.
So those ones I know they are manure.
Yeah.
But what is this? What is this butter? What were they doing with this butter thing?
So this buttermilk is just used the same way as this urine. They are put together. They use them as growth promoters.
Oh,
so they use them as growth promoters. So like this buttermilk, they promote growth. So they just use them together.
That's really interesting. It's because I mean I don't know about the chemistry of that, but it's probably a high protein substance or a high microbiome substance, microbe substance. Can I ask you a question? Because I'm just about to kick off with my tiny garden next week. Ooh, this big. It's this big.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very small. All right. Okay, that's a little one. I'll show you. So this whole issue here of so basically I understand the difference. Correct me if I'm wrong. I understand the difference between permaculture and natural farming is basically you don't disturb as much as possible. You use the natural structures and the natural power of nature and the regenerative structures of nature as much as possible. Is that correct for natural farming? Yeah.
Yes.
But permaculture is more structured in the sense that you make more structures within it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So your basic practice is basically permaculture with elements of natural farming. Is that correct? Is that correct, Duncan?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. And the elements of natural farming actually promote and support your permaculture practice and the richness of your crops. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just trying to summarize things because my baby brain is not where you guys are at. Okay. It's because you're far more advanced than me as practitioners. So I'm just trying to crunch some stuff. And then one other thing that I want to ask, because this is really important in the urban environment. Okay. Now, our problem is we don't have cows. Well, we do, but they're in the shop. They're dead. Okay. All right. So the question here is, I can see the power of your organic manure. It was amazing in your farm inspection video, because you literally said, here's the fertilizer and the soil has been destroyed. Terrible, the chemicals.
Yeah.
And here's the organic manure, and look at the growth. Okay. Like that's what you actually said when you did the farm inspection. And that is quite incredible. Now, my question here is obviously, now I can probably get, if I drive out into the country, I can probably get access to organic manure. Okay. But I'm looking at a system which I want to be able to teach to young people, where it's like, you've got a balcony, you've got a back garden. What can you do? Because we've got to teach people again about the power of food that comes from the earth. We've got to show that connection. Okay. Some young kids, the only vegetable they know is chips from McDonald's. I'm not joking. These kids are malnourished because they eat junk food all day. It's junk. It's just junk. There's nothing in it left anymore. There's no food in it anymore. There's no vitamins and minerals. There's nothing. Okay. So if I had to substitute like organic manure for kitchen waste compost that I would compost properly, is that, I think this, that would be my urban solution. What do you, I mean, but it would be lots of stuff in there because of this adulterated, because I don't always buy all organic. Okay. Because I can't always afford it. That's the reality. So what's going to happen is that my compost is not going to be very pure. Okay. But at the end of the day, I've got to have something, okay, that imitates organic, the purity of fantastic organic manure, which is the most powerful. All right. So what do you think of me using and creating compost from kitchen waste in the urban environment? What do you think of that?
Okay, I think that will be better because, all of the people do not have cows. So maybe if you are not in a region where you cannot access the organic manure, like I think Tracy now, she's in Nairobi. She's not able maybe to get maybe organic manure from cows. You can use a compost. You like, you can just use this the same. It's okay. Even if you can use sawdust, still good. There are also soda. Yeah.
Yes.
That's also one. So if you use the kitchen waste, it's okay. If you can make your own compost, if you can make your own compost from waste product, it's still okay. It will work the same.
Yes. Yeah. That's absolutely fantastic. So we've got fertilizer, really bad. Don't touch it. Yeah. Then we've got organic kitchen waste. And also we're promoting then a no waste model. Okay. Yeah. And then, of course, we've got the very best is organic manure. That's the pucker. That's the dream. Okay. But that one in between we have to use. Also, what I've found with recycling is the minute that I started to do food waste recycling, my black bag, my landfill waste went down as one person to like one bag every 6 weeks. Okay. Yeah. So literally my waste was reduced by like 90% simply by recycling. And in the urban environment, we've got to teach people in a very well practical, down-to-earth way that waste is wealth. Yeah. Waste is wealth. Waste is wealth. We've got to stress this as much as possible again and again and again. Okay? Yeah. That we've got to take waste and turn it into wealth. Yeah? In wealth in whatever form. It can be food wealth or whatever form. Food security, the works. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I worked here in Kisi, where I am right now. I worked and I've been asking questions to different farmers, and they are telling me, oh, we are using fertilizers. I told them, no, you should not use fertilizers. They destroy the soil. And if I walk all around, I can look and see even the maize, they are not doing well compared to our region. So they are very, very not doing well. So there's only one farmer, a woman whom I met. She told me she was using manure and she's having the best crop in the area. So I think that is
this is so fascinating. When we see your problem-solving videos, we can actually see that out in the field with the actual farmers themselves, and we can see all of those problems being solved. Okay, and the problem, like, why also, if you've got access to cheaper organic manure, why would you want to spend money on filthy chemicals?
Yeah. So Joseph is here. He can tell you, even their crops here are not doing well.
Hello,
this
Joseph.
Is where sorry, Joseph.
It is true.
So can I mention that I was in Vietnam, and people were trading bags of nitrogen fertilizer like they were gold because they'd had so much propaganda telling them that this is the new way, the way to get rich, the way to make money. And I looked at this and I saw them burn stubble. I saw them burn rice husk, which would all be good mulch, would be all good ground cover, but they have an immediate effect that the ash from the rice stubble it is a form of fertilizer, but in the longer term, the unburnt rice stubble and as ground cover, as mulch, is a much longer term benefit to them. But in their immediate sense, they can see that ash will be a fertilizer. And I was just shaking my head when I saw all these bags of fertilizer being traded by one person buying them in. And then I see, you know, stories of big multinationals promoting, you know, what do we call it? Patented food and medicine, patented plants and fertilizer packages in India and Africa. And, you know, then I get very upset. My Indonesian friend said in North Sumatra that he used to, when he grew up, there were monkeys, fruit trees everywhere. It was like, well, we say the Garden of Eden. He said he's been back and everybody, all the fruit trees are gone and everybody's planting date palms because it's a cash crop and everybody wants to make money. And he said, even in their backyards, date palms. He said all the trees he knew as a kid, the animals, nearly everything gone. So this is my point to say about find your own mulch. You know, I don't know if cardboard is common, but even we have to pull all the sellotape off the cardboard. At least that. And as Nicola asked, I think there is no answer to say something is purely by this world now. In Antarctica, in the farthest places in the world, there's plastic. You know, broken down plastic or complete plastic. There is no pure, you know. The organic left. You have to do your best to say how polluted is this organic waste, not whether it is polluted. You just have to do your best, I think.
I agree with you, Warwick. Sorry, my dear. Sorry, I interrupted your last sentence. What were you saying? Sorry.
No, I was just saying Tracy is in the city and she's saying, yes, she knows what I mean, if she live in the city.
I do think that if we take something of a position around aligning with the power of nature, fighting the fact that nature has been, you can't sell nature. Okay. I always say you fundamentally cannot sell nature. Okay. Right. And I always say, if there's a battle between the earth and the world, let's talk about this. If there's a battle between civilization and the earth, a power struggle, let me tell you what's going to win. Yeah. It's no contest. The earth will win.
Obviously, it's always
the earth is going to win. I'm telling you this right now. Okay, we might be a pile of plastic, but the earth will carry on growing. All we do is we turn around right now and we recognize that we are guests on this planet and we are here on the earth terms. Right? And we get in touch with that and we align with that. There is no amount of money in the bank. The world's GDP is worth 4 quadrillion. There is no amount of money in the bank that will ever come close to the priceless value of our one and only life source, and that is the earth. So every single time we do stuff that is in line with earth strength, earth power, every single time we do that with earth first, I always talk about, like, every single time you do it, you actually start teaching it. Okay. Every single time you do it, you're teaching somebody else. Okay. Because you're not just talking, you're actually showing this is possible. Okay. So all that we do is we hunker down and we learn, teach, do, and we keep it on and we keep it on and we keep it on. And we keep fighting and we keep fighting and we keep learning. And we just simply have to do that, because let me tell you what's going to win, the earth or the world. I can promise you right now, the earth is going to win. Okay. And the world has got no choice. We get in line.
That's right. The world will not end, just that we will end. And
Yeah,
it'll
the
carry on.
earth will carry on, mate. You crazy? Come on, everyone. We'll be pegged in a pile of plastic, in a plastic coffin, all right? All right. But the earth is going to carry on. And this is how my head works. There's earth resilience. We tap into and we respect and we work with earth resilience. And therein lies our safe future.
Yes.
So when I think of you out there, I know Duncan's village is much closer to nature than my suburban house here in Cabramatta. But yes, it's two sides. It's trying to grow food to be food independent, but also to not get sucked into cash crops and the world economy. We all need money, but try to save as much by growing your own food. And what's left over, maybe the surplus you can share with friends or maybe make some cash crop. Everybody needs to put petrol in the tank or buy a mobile phone, or you know what I mean. So yes, I'm always enthusiastic when I see Duncan out there, and you mentioned I know Tracy asked about an Indian farmer. There is a state in India called Kerala, and they have adopted permaculture as their agriculture policy, and they encourage, all of this. Make your own fertilizer. When we say fertilizer, I think Nicola, we mean synthetic fertilizer. This is the bad one.
Yes.
Made from the petroleum industry.
Yes.
And but fertilizer in itself has been around for hundreds of thousands of years. But make it locally. Don't pay for. Well, you might have to pay for something somewhere, but try to keep as much within your house, your village, your province. Try to do as much there. And I want to assure people that, this is the power that you need to keep under your control.
100%, 100%, 100%. And this is why I just want to say thank you again to everybody who is a teacher, because you're all teachers, okay? In one form or another, everything that you do is going to teach the next person next to you, okay? Really and truly, we can teach, okay? And I also want to say, obviously, a triple giant, enormous million thank you to the force of nature that is Dancan Stanley. I call him the force of nature. I pick up the phone, hello, force of nature.
Yes, I agree. We say unstoppable.
Unstoppable, the force. Okay. So thank you for everything, Duncan, for your force and your power and your passion, okay, and your service. Thank you. This is what we need. But what I want, I've got one other stupid question. Please forgive me. Your swale, you're going to fill it with plastic, okay? You're going to line it with plastic, okay, to stop the permeability. Okay, I get it, to stop the water going out. Now, my question, because I'm totally practical, I'm going, I'm always worrying. I'm thinking, what, okay? Now, where are you going to get plastic that is going to be big enough to not have holes?
Well, maybe, I don't know where Joseph can get. He told me maybe he can get a plastic one, but you have to buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get a big piece of plastic. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
So you can get a big piece of plastic, then you just put it there. Maybe you can cut it into size, then you just put it there. Even the father of Joseph said that he will put fish in my swale.
I know, even my friend is a permaculture teacher, and he's with another well-known environmentalist, and they're making what are they doing? A wicking bed, but now you can buy it already molded in plastic. You don't need to make it out of things you have, and so sometimes even plastic we have to compromise by buying new plastic.
The problem with plastic is that our economy is based around petrol and plastics. Okay, and let me just say this as well about plastic. Plastic is an incredible substance. Is it killing the world? Is it killing the earth? Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. Is it extraordinarily useful? Terrifyingly so. Terrifyingly useful. Okay. And what I think about plastic is obviously we need to try and find ways to take it away from being single use. We repair, we reuse, we repurpose. All of that plastic, you want to last for 300 years? Well, I'm going to try you. You think you can last for 300 years, you plastic bottle? Right, let's go. Let's do this.
Tracy,
Yes,
give
that's
me
right.
one job.
What's that?
I'm just talking to Tracy.
If you come to visit me, you'll take one.
Okay, I will come soon.
Yeah.
I love them. Okay.
Are you going to get one, Duncan?
Yes, when you come, you will see one. Oh.
I'm dying. I'm dying. Tracy, look at them. They've come for the Zoom. They've come for the class.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're also attending the class.
They can do little digging. They can also do gardening. They can do digging.
they can dig for us as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll
We
train
can set
them.
them up. They're just adorable. They're adorable.
We'll train them.
Hello to Eka Sango. Hello to Eka Sango. We are being recorded. Duncan, I want to say thank you so much to everybody. We know we thank you for everybody who teaches. Thank you for putting up with my stupid questions. I'm always, I taught my eco education class, and I would have teenagers, all right, in literally one of the most wealthy countries of the world saying to me, Miss, what is carbon dioxide? What is carbon? All right, who have like absolutely no idea about environmental issues. And if we're going to fix this, we have to include everyone. Okay, everyone. Yeah. Anyhow, so I want to say thank you. Okay, thank you. Duncan, you end, not me. I'm tired of myself. Does everybody want to say goodbye?
Before ending, I want to tell you this, Nicola. When I was growing up, my dad used to say only one thing that I still remember. A question that is not being asked, or if you have a question and you don't ask, then you're stupid. And your question is stupid. But if you ask that stupid question, there's somebody who will make it not to look stupid, but it's going to help somebody else who doesn't think it's stupid while you think it's stupid. So if you kept it to yourself, then it will be stupid of you. But if you talk about it, you are helping millions of people. So there's no stupid questions.
Thank you, Tracy, my love. Thank you. I just feel like you're all brilliantly advanced, and here I am going, I get my tiny garden. But thank you so much. What I used to say to my students, and it really helped, because I was teaching students who were some disabled, some of them who were immigrants, they didn't fully speak English. And what I used to say to them, and it would always change everything in the room. Okay. And I would say to them, ignorance is not stupidity. Okay. Yes. If you don't know something, it does not mean that you are stupid. Okay. It means that you just haven't learned yet. Okay. Yeah. And the minute that I said that to them, they'd all look at me like, oh. bless them, because it's normal not to know if you haven't learned it yet. Do you know what I'm saying? But Duncan, can we all say goodbye and kind of and should we just go around the circle? Right. Warwick, do you want to say goodbye?
Oh, yes, I'm happy to see you all. Even if we get off the subject, I hope everybody can understand what I say. And I'm happy to be here. We will make permacultural independence or sustainability our main subject, but thank you. I'm happy that I've talked to everyone. I feel like I've had a party. We are a party.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'll say bye-bye from Kabramata, which is an Aboriginal name. That's where I live, my suburb, Kabramata.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Stay with us until we go. Tracy, do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, I want to say kwaheri, bye-bye. And it has been a good session. Thanks everyone that has joined, whether you've spoken or you haven't, you're a great team. And I hope that we'll be together until we finish the class. So thank you for coming. Thank you, Dancan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tracy. John Pete.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Dancan. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Ward. And thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who is here, and thank you everyone who has participated. It was very wonderful to remember someone from Uganda, another country of East Africa, you know. Yeah, though I'm in East Africa, because I didn't introduce myself. If you can see behind on my back, there are some pictures showing what I do also, things which we do also about permaculture. He knows what we do, and really used to encourage me. Guy, push up. I have wherever I stuck, he's there for help. My bro, really, I don't have something to give you. I didn't come with a code from DRC where I was born, my dear friend. Let me say thank you for you. So thank you everyone who participated. Thank you, and I wish again to be on this platform next time. I think that we are not stopping from here, and I learned a lot, and I think I'm going to bring an impact in my community. And soon, I promise you, you are going to see what I'm going to make on the ground, and you'll be happy. Thank you very much.
That's fantastic. Just bear in mind, if we ever get the chance to see you, maybe what we can also just do is, when you want to, any of you, you can film what you've done, and of course I will edit that up, and you know, I will put it onto the platform as well. Okay, so that you can also evidence your growing and your successes. Remember that as well. That's my job. Okay, all right. Bruno, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
To all members, I thank you for all attending the meeting. I am glad for I have seen many faces and new faces. I'm very glad for having seen Dancan working in many counties, looking maybe at least doing something to help our people get something in their farms food. I'm also happy for you, Nicole. Thank you for creating us in YouTube. Thank you for working tirelessly for that. We are happy that we are now just to tap and visit the page. Thank you so
that's
much.
Hilarious. My pleasure. It's digital platforms for permanence. Okay, digital skills for earth service, no question. Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Bruno.
Okay,
Dennis.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
For this our planning. I can see everyone is participating very well. Although I'm not active because of Samuel's challenges, but I will be. Yes. On top of that, I thank everyone for participating and giving us way forward. I like that. Otherwise, thank you, and may God bless you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for everybody and for everything. Particularly thank you to Dancan. Dancan, let's pass on to you to finish. It's your class.
Okay. Joseph is here. I can say hi before I finish.
Hello, everyone.
hello.
I like to congratulate for you for participating in this wonderful class. I was at Bilbr. Dancan was my teacher. I was so grateful to host him in my area. I was the only one who was practicing permaculture, and my father was practicing so, but he didn't know that it's permaculture. He was the one to make a compost manure. We have used that compost manure to prepare by being guided by Dancan, our teacher, to prepare and get a good structures of permaculture. I thank you very much, Nicole, and for your support to make Dancan come to this side. My community will be so wonderful to see my friends, to encourage them and support them to do permaculture, even that natural farming. When you plant your maize, when there's a dry land, a dry season, when there's a time for ploughing, when you plough, you disturb that roots. So your maize will dry. Dancan is the one to guide us. Thank you. We shall meet another day.
Thank you. Sorry for not passing to you, Joseph. My apologies. Hello, Dancan. You're going to finish for us. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm very grateful for attending my class. I started permaculture when I was still in primary school. That was in class 6. And it was like we were in groups. That is where I got the energy to do permaculture. And now again, I'm introduced to another new technique, the natural farming. So together we'll do both permaculture and natural farming class. So next class will be about permaculture, where we left for the people who are not there. I think maybe Nicole will post it where we stop, and you will catch up with us.
Yes.
Also, we will also, I wanted to introduce the issue of giving certificate after finishing the lesson, the session. So we'll sort out that with Nicole and everything will be okay. So I'm very proud of you guys. Let's work together. Together, let's say together we can, and we will change our Mother Earth into a better place again, and also help our community members. Yeah. So here in the group, Tracy is a very great friend of mine, and I will visit you there soon in Nairobi. As I
Yes.
will be.
And tell them about my YouTube channel. Tell them.
Yes,
Yeah,
also
of
Tracy.
course, come on.
Oh, I forgot. Also Tracy has got her own YouTube channel. You will just post in the group, then people will
Yeah.
subscribe. I see it's a very nice song, and I will watch
Yeah,
it again.
I'm also a musician. Tell them.
Wow.
Oh, good.
Yeah, highly welcome. Everybody is highly welcome here in Kenya, the people from Uganda and the people from the other continents. You are welcome here. We learn together. Let
We're
us support
coming.
each other.
Watch out. Put the kettle
Yes.
on.
Yes. So let us share ideas. Maybe you can know something and me, I don't know. So let us just share ideas and we work together. Once again, I will thank Nicole for making for me the YouTube channel.
Wow.
And this really inspires me so much because everything I do is in record. So Nicole, I'm very glad even the earth is really happy for what you are doing. And may God bless you and more life. And you will live 200 years.
Well, I
You see
better,
the
because I've got,
plastic.
hang on, I better because I've got things to do.
Okay.
So I need that. There are things I've got to do. And believe me, there's also some people I'm going to battle. All right. I'm going after some people in the future. I'm not done. I'm not finished. Yeah, I'm not
I'll
finished.
support you. I'll be behind you.
That's
We'll
good,
fight
Tracy.
people for
All right.
plastic. Yeah.
We'll go fix this. We're not messing anymore. We know the drill and we're not messing. I'm not, yeah. So thank you, everybody. And listen, Duncan, you need to send me those notes so I can give everybody an electronic version, okay? And literally, it's like, you know, for me, it's like I bring the skills and you bring the teaching, and that's where we grow and we serve more, okay? We can do, where there's always a way, all right? There's always a way to serve the force of nature, okay?
Okay. Also, my brother Peter, John Peter, I'm very grateful for attending this class. We'll be together and we'll support each other in whichever way. Going to my friend Dennis, hope you are good there back at home. I left without seeing your farm. My apologies. I'm very sorry. I will be back there soon and see your farm before I leave. Oh, my friend Bruno, we'll work together. We got a new farm with Bruno and we'll start working on it as soon as possible. I will help him launch his farm. So we call it our farm. And I think we'll work together. Wawik, I'm very grateful. You have been a friend of mine for a long time and you have been supporting me in whichever way. I'm very grateful. And I pray you people, God grant you more life and as we spread the gospel. Thank you so much. See you next time.
See you next time, everybody. Big green love.
Everyone.
There is always a way.
God of
Love is
nature.
good. We'll do
God of
it.
nature.
Bye-bye. Thank you.